guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Muphidaht and I would like it if you click down below to subscribe to my channel. In today's video, for my beginners and my girlies who want to elevate their makeup look in 2024, I'm going to share with you guys some of the techniques that I have decided to add back into my routine, techniques that I have taken out. If you watched my last video, you guys know that I added so much new makeup to my stuff. Some of them I really do love using, so I'm going to be including those into this video. So if you want to see how this video goes down, if you want to elevate your makeup this year, carry on watching and let's get right into it. So starting off, I like to do my eyebrows first these days because I feel like my makeup looks better and everything just moves smoothly whenever I do my eyebrows. You need to get an eyebrow gel. Use the Got2b Edge Control, which was great for my eyebrows, but I switched it out. I went ahead to get an actual brow gel. The one I'm loving right now is from Joseph. This is the Expert Brow Fixing Gel. It's very lightweight. It keeps my eyebrows in place, and whenever I use the brow product in my brows after using this gel, the brow product just sticks to my brow hairs. My eyebrows look like this because they are microbladed. If your eyebrow hairs tend to go all over the place, I suggest that you get a good brow gel or the Got2b gel if you're using it to set your eyebrow hairs down so that you can see where you have gaps in your eyebrow hairs and you can fill them in appropriately. So definitely invest in an eyebrow gel. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the bottom part of my brows. I like to use a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than me to clean up the bottom part of my brow. Whenever you get your eyebrows threaded or shaped, you realize that the bottom part of your brow is usually lighter, so I'm trying to mimic that state. So I love the MAC concealer palette. I use the shade NC45, this one right here, which is not too far off from my actual foundation shade or my skin tone. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this concealer into my skin. You want to make sure that you are blending with the appropriate tools. So if you are blending in a small space, you need to use a smaller brush. This is my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush that I love to use to blend underneath my brow. You don't have to go out and get this exact brush. You can use something similar to this. It's just a dense brush that, you know, works in small spaces. So yeah. Also, you want to go ahead and set down any cream or liquid products that you apply to your skin. Personally, I have oily skin, so my skin tends to get oily throughout the day. So whenever I apply a cream or a liquid, I like to set it down with powder. I love my One Size setting powder. This is in the shade Translucent. There are so many loose setting powders out there. I like a translucent powder just because it helps to maintain the shade of the concealer that I applied earlier. I'm going in with my Real Techniques setting brush, which is a fluffy brush. I'm just gonna dip that into the powder and push that directly into where I applied the concealer. As you can see, it has set the cream product so it doesn't budge. For filling my brows in, I'm gonna go in with the Joseph Expert Brow Liner in the shade Rich Espresso. Filling your brows in, you need to get a brow pencil that you can work with. There are so many different types of brow pencils, you know, available on the market. There's the beauty supply ones, which usually come with sharpeners. If you're gonna be using a pencil like this, you want to make sure that you are sharpening it so it's as thin as possible so that whenever you are filling your brows in, it doesn't look bulky or you don't end up applying way too much product on your eyebrows. I really love this Joseph pencil because it's thin, it's easily applied. The product just sticks to my brow hairs and it works with the brow gel just because they are from the same brand. When filling in your brows, you want to focus on the areas that do not have a lot of hairs. Go ahead and fill those areas out. So like I said, my eyebrows are microbladed, so I don't end up doing much. I also like to have a bold brow, so if you want a more feathery looking brow, you want to go ahead and create hair-like strokes. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in just a sec. I don't know if you can see, this is kind of thin, you know, this is fuller than this one, so I'm just going to follow the shape and fill in the areas that I need filled in. I also like a little bit of a longer tail, so I do that. So if you want to create hair-like strokes, all you want to do is to just hold the pencil lightly and create strokes just like this, so you end up looking like this. I'm gonna do same here. So to clean up the top part of your brows, I suggest that you use a concealer that matches your foundation shade, your skin tone, or a concealer that matches your foundation shade or your skin tone. I'm gonna go back into my MAC concealer palette and I'm gonna go into the shade NC50 just because it blends directly into my skin tone. So this one, I'm gonna use the same brush, which is a flat brush from Evita Joseph, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the top part of my brows. I also like to use my concealer brush to blend in the front part of my brows so they end up looking a little faded, so they don't look boxy. I'm also gonna go ahead and just blend this concealer out. These are my two favorite primers at this point in time. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which is great for cold days or days when my skin is feeling a little bit dry. And this is the Pore Refiner Primer from Dr. Brandt. When my skin is feeling a little textured, if it's a hot day and I want my makeup to last all day. If you guys hear a baby in the background, that's my nephew. He's awake. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the primer. I'm going in with the Pore Refining Primer today. Literally need just a pea-sized amount, and I'm oily, so I'm gonna apply that on the areas that I have like a lot of texture and I get oily at. For foundation today, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. This has been my go-to for every day with foundation. I always suggest that you pick something that matches your skin tone, that works with your skin type as well. I've said this and I'm gonna say it again. I have oily combination skin, so I like matte, oil-free. When I see those things, I reach out for those products. This is a skin tint. This is not necessarily a foundation. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. If you want coverage, definitely look for a full coverage foundation. Definitely pick something your skin likes. If you have dry skin, pick a good foundation that is going to prevent your skin from drying up and looking cakey or cracked. If you have acne prone skin, definitely do not pick something that is comedogenic, that's going to block your pores and cause you to break out more. If you have sensitive skin, use fragrance free, sensitive skin friendly foundations. Do your research, guys. If you feel like a sponge blends out your makeup well for you, definitely use a sponge, a damp sponge that is. You put it under tap or running water. Make sure that it's completely saturated with water. It should grow about 2 sizes bigger, and then you squeeze out all the excess water and then squeeze it out in a towel or a paper towel to take out every amount of excess water in it, and it's gonna leave your sponge damp. So I'm going in with my damp sponge to blend out my foundation. After I have blended it out with a brush, this is what I like to do, just to pick up any excess product, and I feel like this just makes my makeup look 10 times better when I use a brush and a sponge. This is how much excess product was on my skin. Highlighting and contouring, if you want me to go in depth, let me know. I would create a new video, a separate video, but what I'm gonna tell you guys is get a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than you. This is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. This is how I like to apply my concealer now. and then I allow that to sit so it can give me more coverage and blend out well. That's how this concealer works. If you end up using a concealer like the e.l.f. Camel Concealer, that is 24-hour matte one, or the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, or even the one size concealer, just make sure that you are reading the product package to make sure you know if the concealer dries down fast. This Bond This Way concealer takes its sweet time to dry, so you can leave it on your skin for however long and it's gonna blend out. If you use the Tarte Shape Tape, you don't want to leave it out on your skin too long, otherwise it's gonna dry down and it's gonna be difficult for you to blend it out. So you want to make sure you know if your concealer dries down fast or not. If your concealer dries down fast, blend it out as soon as you apply it, so you end up not having patchy makeup. I hope that this makes sense. So for contour, I love this Mario shaping stick in the shade dark. Personally, I don't like a very dark contour. I like more of bronzing. I stick to 2 shades darker. If you want a darker contour, by all means use a darker product to contour your face. When I apply this, it looks bronzy rather than darker like contour. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, I personally like to put my cream contour product here and the sides of the bridge of my nose. So I'm gonna blend out the contour first. I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm blending the contour into my hairline, so like there's no line of demarcation. As you can see, it just blends like that into my skin, and then I'm gonna blend what's on my cheekbone upwards, just like so, and what's left on the brush I'm gonna use to go over my chin and jawline area, just so the product is dispersed evenly and not as harsh as going directly on there to apply it. Also, if you prefer to apply your product directly onto your chin and jawline, whenever you use the brush to blend it out, go back in with a sponge to suck up any excess. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge to blend out the highlight. So when you finish doing this, it's gonna look a little harsh. Just go back in with your foundation brush and blend out any harsh lines that you see on your face. So you want to start off at the top part of your face because that is the most noticeable part. It just softens it right up. You don't go in with extra foundation, just what's left on your foundation brush. I'm so handsy today. There, go back in with your contour brush with no extra product, just to make sure that your contour is still visible, still snatched, with no extra product, please. And that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my nose contour. I'm using my Patrick Ta for Contour 3 brush, that's what it's called. And I'm gonna start from under my eyebrows. I'm gonna drag it here, just like so, and I'm gonna bring it down the sides of the bridge of my nose. You can just drag what's left onto your eyelids. If you're not going to be applying eyeshadow and you have like some sort of hyperpigmentation on your eyelids, like you have darker eyelids, trust me with this, do not apply any concealer on your eyelids. Just use what's left on your contour brush to go all over your eyelids. It's gonna look really pretty when you apply shadow later. Just trust me on this. I'm going to show you guys how to finesse this. And we're gonna move on to setting the face. Before you set your cream product, please make sure everything is blended out seamlessly. Make sure to blend out the places that crease faster first. Personally, my under eyes crease faster, so what I like to do is to go back in with a sponge that I used to blend it out earlier, and I'm going to iron out any creases. This is not going to take away from the concealer. It's literally just going to iron out any creases, and then you can go ahead and set that area. So I'm gonna go in with my powder and my powder puff. I'm gonna dip into the powder, and then I'm gonna pat the excess at the back of my hand so I can have like a smooth base, and I'm gonna push that under my eyes. And then I go ahead and set everywhere else on my face. And then what you want to do is to go back in with your setting brush, go into the translucent powder and just lightly dust that onto your eyelids, just to take off any excess oils. You know we didn't apply any products there, right? So you don't want any foundation or concealer that might have creeped on there to make that crease. So you're just setting and taking away any excess oils. So now the concealer is set on the face. What you need is a pressed powder that is your skin tone or closer to your skin tone to set the rest of your face, so that you maintain the sculpt and all the work that you've put in. I like the Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Mahogany, which is closer to my skin tone. I'm just gonna push that into my skin. So to set the cream contour, I'm going to use a bronzer. I like the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer because it's not too dark and it's not too red. It's the right amount of neutral for me. If you have a red undertone, definitely pick bronzers that have like a red hue to them, a warmer hue. If you have a neutral undertone, you should pick something that has a neutral hue to it. I think I'm going to use my blush brush from Real Techniques to apply my bronzer. I'm just going to put that where I applied my cream contour earlier, so my forehead and temples. Gonna apply that on the high point of my cheekbone and my chin and jawline area. Then I'm gonna go back in with my nose contour brush, and I'm going to set the sides of the bridge of my nose as well, going down the sides, just the two sides, and that's literally it. I like to use my bronzer and I go all over my eyelids with that. If you're not applying eyeshadow, this looks great whether you have eyelash extensions or not. If you're going for a more subtle everyday makeup look, this just works so well. Even if you're going to be applying eyeshadow, this would look great as a transition color because it works so well, and because you use the same bronzer all over your face, it just brings everything together. I'm just going to finish up my eye look. I think I want to apply falsies today, so yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I bring the falsies look together. I'm going in with the Master Mattes by Mario. I'm going to go in with a black matte color, and I'm going to use that to create a line on my lash line. It doesn't have to be perfect. You literally just have to draw the line as close to your lash line as possible. You can go with a black eyeliner to tightline your eyes, or a brown eyeliner. If you're going for like a date night, nighttime type of look, you can do a black eyeliner to give you the smoky, intense look. But if you're going for daytime, brunch, lunch, daytime dates, everyday makeup, I suggest that you use a dark brown pencil. Black is just way too intense for everyday daytime in my opinion. Black is great for nighttime, sultry vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and tightline with this. What I like to do is to put this in between my eyelids, and I go back and forth. It gives a little bit of intensity, but it's not as much as the black. In between my eyelids, and I go back and forth a few times, and voila, it just looks really good. So what you want to do is to go in with a smaller brush, and you're going to go back into your bronzer, and I'm going to use that to smoke out my lower lash line just to bring the entire look together. You can choose to apply false eyelashes or just do mascara. I am gonna be applying false eyelashes. To help the eyelash extensions blend, falsies blend into like the lash line, you can just go back in with the matte black that you used and you're just gonna pat it close to the lash band. I mean, everybody's gonna know these are not your natural lashes, so we're not trying to make them look natural, you're just trying to make them blend in. What I like to do is to use a pressed powder. This pressed powder is from Charlotte Tilbury. What I like to do is to go in with my powder puff and I just push it under my eyes. It gives my under eye like a little bit more longevity. It just makes it look good, and it also boosts the highlights. What I like to do is to go in with the brush that I use to blend the powder into my skin, and I just dust off the edges just like so. If you are a black girly, I suggest you go out and get like a peachy, burnt orange, terracotta blush, because it just looks divine on black skin in my opinion. NARS Exhibit A Rare Beauty Soft Sponge Blush in the shade Love, the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in Cheese Bake, Juvia's Place blush in the shade. Today I'm going to be using the Patrick Ta Double Take blush in the shade Cheese Bake. I'm going to apply the powder bits. Go in with the cream. I'm gonna go in with the butt of the beauty blender and I'm gonna just blend this in some more and put some on my nose. But now how I like to apply highlighter, and I feel like it just elevates the entire look, is to go in with a small brush and then put the highlighter in your inner corners and then kind of bring it up into like the center of your eyelid. I don't know, it just gives the look a really nice vibe. And then you want to put at the tip of your nose just like so, and then the bridge. But when you put it on your bridge, do not bring it all the way down like a line. A little bit of highlighter here. This is a 90s thing, but I still like it. And then you put this here, and I'm gonna go and set my face with my Urban Decay Slick setting spray. Get you a good setting spray that works with your skin type. Now you need to invest in a good brown lip liner. Brown lip liner goes with every look in my opinion. So I like the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in the shade Simmer Down Brown. I'm gonna use that to line my lips. I saw a comment, someone saying that black girls don't overline their lips. I don't know where that came from, but I overline my lips. So if you don't overline your lips, that's fine. That's you. Do you. Just do what works for you. What you feel good in. If you want to leave your lip liner like this so you have the more 90s vibe, you can do that. If you want an ombre lip color, what you want to do is to go in with a small brush or just your fingers and kind of blend the lip color into your lip. So it shears it out and softens it, so it kind of gives the ombre effect. So you can go straight in ahead with the lip gloss, or if you want like a ombre lip, this is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. It's my go-to ombre lip because I just love how natural it looks. And then I just go ahead and spread it out, and it looks like a really nice ombre. So if you want to go for a more glossy lip, I like the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. It's my go-to everyday lip gloss when I do my makeup. I love it so much. So I'm just going to apply that on top of this. So the last step, definitely get a mascara. Invest in a good mascara. I like the L'Oreal Telescopic. I like the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. Maybelline also has amazing eyelashes. The Maybelline Colossal something. I've literally forgotten the name of that one, but it's a great mascara. So if you end up applying falsies, do not neglect your lower lash line, otherwise you're gonna look really bold. I'm gonna show you how applying applying mascara on your lower lash line would make the look so much better. I mean, look at the difference. Always apply your mascara after you set your face. Not all mascaras are waterproof, so if you end up applying mascara and it's not waterproof and you drench your face in setting spray, you're gonna ruin your makeup. You're gonna end up looking like a raccoon, and nobody wants that. So this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you picked up some tips and tricks. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.